Hi guys, Dazzie with a long overdue comic book haul. This time it's episode 160 and I've amassed over 60 books here from a recent con trip. Yeah, in early September I headed over to Birmingham and the Collectormania con of number 27 I believe it was, and picked up a ton. We got such a selection here guys, a load of cool £1 keys, fantastic Star Wars books, and I mean fantastic at cheap prices. Nice modern keys, bit of bronze, and a nice Silver Age, gorgeous looking book to finish with. Let's get into the books, guys. We're going to start small, end big as I always do. But before we continue, if I could perhaps ask you for a subscription, a like, a share, a comment, ding that bell for notifications. It all really helps my low grade productions. Okay, starting in with the pound books. First up, I picked up Superman Doomsday, Hunter's Prey, and this is book 2. It goes for around about £7, off a quid, yeah. Prestige format. Ironheart, of course, is going to be in the next Black Panther movie. She's getting her own show or movie. I think it's movie. No, it's actually the show, isn't it? Here's Ironheart, issue number 6. All these issues are going up in value now. Talking of TV shows, we're going to go back to the 80s now. This is 1984 and Infinity Inc. And this is a run of comics that is littered with pretty decent keys, all of which seem to appear in the Stargirl CW show. Premiere issue. And of course, we've had the news that Hugh Jackman is back in the next Deadpool film, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. I think it could rival Infinity War and Endgame's box office. I really do. All X books are going up in value. Here's one, again, from the 80s, and this is X-Men and the Micronauts, issue number 1. Crossover there. I have Micronauts number 1. I would love an X-Men number 1. But again, these books that I'm showing you early doors here, around about £5 to £10 range. Up next, we have Black Panther, issue number 13. And this is the first cameo of Queen Divine Justice, recruited to join the Dora Milaje. Of course, we are getting a Wakandan show as well. Every chance we've seen that character. She was rumoured for the Black Panther 2 movie at one point. Then I managed to find a couple of copies of this book, which I always think is a little undervalued. I picked up 2099 Unlimited, issue number 1. Yeah, this is the first appearance of the Hulk 2099. And that is John Eisenhart. There is the direct edition, guys. And to go with that, yeah, I found the scarcer newsstand copy. So delighted to pick those up. We already had the direct edition, but the newsstands are pretty scarce over here. Up next, this character is going to be appearing in the Captain America next movie, and this is Captain America issue 28 from Brubaker's run, and this is a cover appearance of Sin, who's basically the Red Skull's daughter. She's going to be up against Sam Wilson's Captain America. This cover is what sells this book. It can be a £10 book on a good day. And then, sticking with the pounds, picked up Avengers Forever, issue number 1, another copy of this. This is the first cameo and origin of Captain Marvel, Janice Vell, in cosmic form from an alternate reality. A lot of these early Avengers Forever books are creeping up. Some of them are Kang related, of course. Then I picked up Superman 10 Cents, the first appearance of Supergirl, Sir El, a hybrid human Kryptonian. Again, created by Brainiac. Already had this book, a couple of copies. Yeah, they can go between £5 and £10. I think that comic got hot because of the Flashpoint movie, but whenever we're going to see that now, thanks to Ezra Miller's crazy behaviour. And then I'm always looking at this run because some of the later issues really do bring in the coin, around £15 to £20. This is Superman Adventures. This is issue number 65. I think this is the second to last issue, and there are just 8,964 copies of that one, guys. Issue 65, Superman Adventures. I've already got the first Mercy Graves, is it, from that run, issue 1, and I've got the first, can't even think of her name now. Let's have a think. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Livewire. I've got the first appearance of Livewire as well. Okay, up next, we move to another copy of this one, Ultimate Marvel Team Up, issue number 5. The first Ultimate Nick Fury. Basically the version we get of Samuel L. Jackson's, I believe. And then a couple of West Coast Avengers books. First up, issue 44. Again, around about a £10 book on a decent day. First cameo appearance of John Walker as the US agent in this issue. And to go with that one, the hot book at the moment, thanks to the She-Hulk show. I enjoyed the character. This is, of course, West Coast Avengers, issue number 46. The first appearance of the Great Lake Avengers team. And that is Dinosaur, Big Bertha, who is Ashley Crawford. Flatman, who is Dr. Val Ventura. And Dorman, who is Damar Davis. Most importantly, first appearance of the character that was in the She-Hulk show, Mr. Immortal, who is Craig Hollis. Got that one listed and got a lot of watchers already. Keep finding that book. And then we move on to some Amadeus Cho love. I've got his first appearance in Amazing Fantasy issue 10, which was cleaned and pressed recently from my good friend, the UK comic collector. Here we have Totally Awesome Hulk, issue number 1. And this is the first Amadeus Cho as the Hulk. It's also the first appearance of Lady Hellbender, who is Marguerite Hellbender. Found a couple of copies of this. This book fluctuates, can be upwards of 20 quid on a good day. I do have the 1 in 25 of that, which goes for some serious coin. Okay, then we move on, and we have another 2099 book. This time it is X-Men 2099, issue number 1. The first team appearance of Zebra, Desert Ghost, Mean Streak. I've got to read my own writing. Serpentina, Fitzgerald, Metalhead, and Crystalline. And this book, again, a little bit undervalued, £5 to £10 book. Sticking with X-Men then. X-Men Legacy issue number 100 out of 214. Keep finding this one as well. First appearance of Miss Sinister, who was basically cloned by Mr. Sinister to stand in for him in the event of his death. This was around about a £15 book. Come down a little bit. Again, found a couple of copies of this. Really filled me boots at the £1. I was leaving. Literally was leaving. And I don't know how I missed it. There it was. This guy had so many boxes at £1. That's what I love. Pound digging. Filled me boots. And up next we've got another copy of X-Men issue 95. The first appearance of a lot of Skrull mutants, but most importantly Fizz. And Fizz goes on to form the group the Cadre K. And the character of Fizz is rumoured for the Secret Invasion show played by Killian Scott. And in this book, Wolverine is revealed to be the Horseman of Death. Couldn't find that for the longest time. Now I keep finding them. Sticking with that X-Men run. If you check my avatar from my YouTube channel, you'll see that I was there with David Finch, and he signed this book for me that day. Found another copy of X-Men issue 205, the first appearance of Hope Summers as a baby, the adopted daughter of Cable, who we saw in the Deadpool 2 movie. Found a couple of copies. Yeah, nicely done. I still need to find a variant for that though. And then, sticking with X titles, I managed to find New X-Men issue number 5. And this is the first appearance of Pixie, who is Megan Gwynnon, a mutant who is magical in nature like a fairy. Here we go, the direct copy, which I already own, so this one will be up for sale. But guys, yeah, managed to find a scarce newsstand of that. So delighted with that. Pixie was in the animated shows, wasn't she? Then I found a couple more copies of this one. At some point I think we'll see Laura Kinney in the MCU. This is New X-Men issue 31. The first appearance of Kimura, an enemy of Laura Kinney, basically X-23's biggest villain, who has skin that is invulnerable to adamantium. Oh, a couple of copies of that as well. Filling me boots. I already had this book. They'll be going up for sale. Sticking with New X-Men, we go to the first run of New X-Men. What do we have here? New X-Men issue 129. And this is the second appearance and first cover appearance of Phantom X, Charlie Cluster or 7. First cameo appearance of Huntsman, who is Weapon 12. The origin of the Weapon Plus program. First appearance of Eva and Corporal Animal. Again, direct edition. And yeah, you guessed it, found a new stand of that. That is very scarce over here, guys. Delighted. And then, moving on from that same run, issue 133. Keep finding this book, guys. First appearance of Dust. It was Soraya, Kadir, the first X-Men character who wears an abaya and niqab. You're going to guess it, aren't you? Got the direct edition and the newsstand. And the newsstand is easily a £30 plus book. Delighted. Sticking with New X-Men, found another copy of issue 134. We know this one, guys. This is the first appearance of Kid Omega, who is Quintavious Quired, and it's the first appearance and death of Jumbo Carnation. It was a mouthful. But again, around about a £15 book. And then, I found some Astonishing X-Men. First up, another copy of this one. I just sold one of these. This is, of course, the Astonishing X-Men issue 6, the first mention of Sword, who is the Sentient Worlds Observation and Response Department, a division of S.H.I.E.L.D. First full appearance, more importantly, of Abigail Brand, rumoured for the Secret Invasion show, quite possibly played by Emilia Clarke. You're going to guess it. Not this time. This is a newsstand copy, guys. And not one, but 2 copies. Newsstands. Brilliant book. Upwards of 50 quid for the newsstand. Off £1. Happy days. And I'm rounding out the X-Men books. Astonishing X-Men issue 43. A lovely cover by Art Adams with Emma Frost. That's what sells this book. That book's creeping up. You can get about 20 quid plus for that now on a good day. One of my favourite pickups from these £1-pounders. A book that blew up during the Suicide Squad. I have a lovely minty copy already. This is Superboy, issue number 9. Yeah, for £1. First full appearance of King Shark, played by my favourite actor, Sylvester Stallone, in the Suicide Squad reboot as such. And a character that appeared in the Flash TV show as well. Okay, let's have a look what other pound books I picked up. For this is a couple of keepers now. Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. issue number 1. And this is the first appearance of Glimph, Nadim Hassan, a teenager who has the ability to summon ancient spirits on. And that happens on the final page. Now, this is the regular Brent Schoonover cover. And the reason I picked this one up, guys, the character of Glimph is speculated to perhaps be appearing in the Blade movie, if that ever sees the light of day. Lovely monster cover there, though. Look at Man-Thing. Of course, we're seeing Man-Thing in the Werewolf by Night holiday special soon, aren't we? Now, I don't normally keep premiere issues, but I've got a feeling this one's got a lot of legs still. We are going to see Boulder the Brave, I think, in the MCU at some point. This is the first solo series featuring Boulder the Brave, Boulder Odinson. But what swung it for me, again, it's a newsstand. This is a book that was in the top 20 books for a good couple of weeks. And then another Pound Keeper. Finally found this one. Robin, issue 126. The Girl Wonder. Stephanie Brown becomes the fourth Robin, formerly Spoiler. Not a super expensive book, but just a tough one to find, this one. Sticking with Batman related, I found another copy of Detective Comics issue 608. First appearance of Anarchy, Lonnie Mackin, who was in the Arrow TV show. One of the first keys I ever picked up, this was. Because back in the day I only collected DC books. And sticking with DC books, another book that I think has a lot of potential is Swamp Thing, issue 90. Yeah, great cover this. First appearance of Tef Holland, an Earth Elemental, and the daughter of Abby and Swamp Thing, Alec Holland. I enjoyed the Swamp Thing TV show. It was short-lived though. And then, I picked up a nice indie book. This book was going for 20 plus, 30 on a good day. This is from Caliber Press. And this is apparently going to be a movie at some point. Vampires. We're talking Renfield, issue number 1. You look on eBay, it's around about, like I said, between 20 and 30 pound. I say a pound, these books worked out at around about 94 pence, believe it or not. Okay, moving on. We're away from the pound books now. For £4, I picked up another copy of Hawkeye versus Deadpool, issue 0. Now, some say this is the first cameo of Spider-Gwen and Jane Foster's Thor. But others say it's just basically people that turned up in Halloween trick-or-treat costumes. Either way, this book is quite pricey. It can be 20 to 30, £4. Yeah, I had to pick up a second copy. Yeah, both characters were introduced 2 weeks after this book. So basically Thor number 1 and Spider-Gwen number 1. Yeah, this book came first, 2 weeks prior. And then I was delighted to find this book. I've been looking for this book for the longest time, and boy, this book is getting up there in price. Around about a 40 to 50 pound book on a good day, because it's scarce. This is, you know, whenever I go hunting, Deadpool is probably the one section that I don't really go after. I don't know, I like the character Deadpool, I just need to get after the Deadpool keys more. This is from Max Comics, Deadpool Max. Issue number 5, guys. The first appearance of Lady Taskmaster, not in Marvel continuity. It's also the first appearance of Senator Crover. And this is a great book because there are just 18,221 copies apparently existing. So for a £5, that was a steal. And that was a good pickup because a lot of the books there were so pricey. You had to be very selective with what you went for. My sole Bronze Age pickup. I'm now starting to spec on basically the Netflix Marvel characters as they all start to slowly cross over into the MCU. Of course, we're getting Daredevil and She-Hulk. We saw the character in Spider-Man. We've had Kingpin. Now, there are strong rumours that Jessica Jones is coming. I've got her first appearance. I've got Luke Cage's first appearance. I'm going after Luke Cage villains at the moment. And this is Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. Excuse me. Issue number 12. character that's in my encyclopedias that I talk about all the time. Another one ticked off. This is the first appearance of Camistro, who is Calvin Carr. Camistro. And it's always nice when they appear on the cover to go with it. Yeah, may have paid up for this one a little bit, but it's super high grade. 15 quid I paid for that. On eBay, ratty copies are around about a tenner, so not too bad. Okay, we're into some Star Wars books, guys. Star Wars now. And like I say, the first books I picked up at the con were all Star Wars related. And I really filled me boots here, guys. I think you're going to love what you see next. First up, I found not one, not two, but 3 copies of Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Issue number 1, guys. And this is a good book. I think it's undervalued. It is the first appearance of Prince Exizor. Prince Exizor, the head of the Black Sun Crime Syndicate. We actually saw that character in the... Was it the Rebels TV show? I think it was the Rebels. Definitely. No, actually it was the end of the Clone Wars, I think. Definitely appeared in animated form. I think we're going to get Prince Exizor on the screen. Just a matter of time. Already have this entire run. But to pick these up, 1 copy cost me 5 quid. The other 2, 3 quid. And that's around about a £15 book. And then for 3 quid I picked up another copy of Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, the Sith War. And this is issue number 6 of 6, the final issue, guys. And this is the first appearance of Mandalore, the Ultimate, the successor of Mandalore, the Indomitable. Around about a £20 book, believe it or not. Happy days off of 3 quid. And then I had to pick this one up. I've been on the lookout for this one for the longest time. I am a fan of the Ewoks. I own the movies. Of course, they're on Disney Plus now. But yeah, I remember watching the animated series as well. I picked up Ewoks issue number 1. I have to have it. £7 I paid for this one. First appearance of Chief Chirpa, believe it or not, in comics. First appearance of Tebow, Ebab, Princess Nisha, and Zephy. Nice newsstand copy. Happy days with that one. Been looking for that for the longest time. Excuse me. And then I picked up a nice copy of Star Wars Jedi Academy, Leviathan. The premiere issue of a 4-part limited series where Luke Skywalker is the instructor of a Jedi Academy. There are rumours we're going to see that on the screen. First appearance of Kip Doran, Karana T, Dorsk 82, and Tion in this issue. 4 quid for that copy, and 4 quid for a second copy. Yeah, fill your boots. Again, £20 book. And then we go to that first run of Star Wars. Dark Horse for me is where Star Wars is. I know we've got a lot of good Marvel keys when it comes to Star Wars, but I love the Dark Horse stuff. I picked up another copy of Star Wars issue 13, the first appearance of Yaddle, or we're going to be getting in animated form soon on the screen against Count Dooku. Yeah, it's also the first appearance of Adi Gallia, who was in the prequel movies, and Even Peel. And Even Peel appeared in the Clone Wars show as well. 4 quid for that one. Sold a copy the other day for a tenner, I think. Then I picked up issue 16, sticking with Yaddle. First cover appearance. Yeah, great book. 7 quid for that one. Sticking with 7 quids all the way. You're going to probably guess the next book because it's a whopper at the moment when it comes to Star Wars. It is issue 17 and the first appearance of Quinlan Vos, the Jedi Master. We saw him in the Clone Wars animated show. And I don't know how many of you know this, but Quinlan Vos actually appeared in the Phantom Menace as well. And just a little scene when they're walking through Tatooine. You can look it up. He is sat in a bar. Yeah, and it is him. It is him. It looks like him. It's him. It's also the first appearance of Malakili and Gorgon the Hutt in this issue. Around about a £50 to a £60 book this at the moment. Of course, he was alluded to in the Obi-Wan show. And then we got some Star Wars Tales books, guys. £5 for this one. Star Wars Tales, issue number 4. Another copy. First appearance of the Dark Troopers that appeared in The Mandalorian. Good read as well. This one I think was possibly the first book I picked up at the con. This next one, and it is a whopper. Star Wars Tales, issue number 7, and the first cameo appearance of Alin Vel, daughter of Boba Fett as a baby in a hologram. First appearance of Sintas Vel, a bounty hunter and mother of Alin. And there are just 23,434 copies of this one. Easily a £50 plus book. Fiver, yeah. Sticking with Star Wars Tales, another whopper. We've got issue number 9, paid £7 for this one. Classic battle of Darth Maul versus Darth Vader. Again, 50 to a £60 book. Sticking with Star Wars Tales, issue 13, yeah, got it. Anthology of stories featuring Mace Windu and an appearance of a baby from the unknown race of Yoda's species. This is the variant photo cover to Star Wars Tales issue 13, and to go with that, yep, picked up the regular as well. Boom, shake the room. And then rounding out the Star Wars books, we got a couple more crackers, guys. Just saw this one on Mercenals videos, one of my favourite YouTubers, and that is, Jedi versus Sith. Star Wars, of course. Issue number 3 of 6, the first cover appearance of Darth Bane. £4. Ooh, my days. Yeah, around about a 20 to a £30 book. Darth Bane is on his way, there's no doubt about that. And again, yeah, the hits keep coming. Another £4 for issue number 1. First appearance of Darth Bane, the Sith Lord, who's resurrected the ancient Sith practices that had nearly been disgraced and forgotten. This is my 3rd copy, guys. Around about a 70 to an £80 book. First appearance of Rain, who later becomes Darth Zayna. First appearance of Darovit, Githny, Hardin, Kopex, Lord Hoth, Tor Snappit, Valenthine of Farfalla. Just 28,680 copies of that one. Yeah, I'm happy to offload 2 of my copies when we get some news on Darth Bane. And my final pickup, guys, is a book. Normally, I would never spend this kind of money on this book, but it is such a high grade book. I'm thinking it could be an 8.0, 7.5, 8.0. It's Silver Age. I'm slowly putting together some Green Lantern books. The keys are slowly materialising in my collection. Silver Age, we picked up, like I said, £55 I paid for this one, but I think it's worth every penny when you look at the cover. Green Lantern, issue 29. Oh, look at that sweet, sweet copy, guys. I see no blemish. No blemish at all. First appearance of Black Hand, William Hand, utilises technology to drain and repurpose the power of a lantern ring. Okay, and of course we are getting a HBO Max Green Lantern show. Every chance we're going to start seeing these characters. That is a little printing error, is a little circle on there. That is nothing else but that I see that is wrong with this book. And it was a fun read as well. That's it, guys. That's a wrap. That is a lot of keys, all shown to you in under half an hour. I promise you guys, I have enough books here for probably 3 or 4 more hauls. I'm going to another con on the 16th of October. It's going to be the first Cotswolds con. And somebody's actually taken Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy 15 there. So even the first time I get to lay eyes on that book, I believe. Excited for that one. Paul Cornell's going to be there. If any of my UK subscribers are there, look me up and we'll talk comics. Thanks for your support. Bye for now.